Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear students, how are you everyone? I am also very fine by the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is very crisis time we are passing nowadays. This is COVID-19. Thousands of people in everyday effects by this virus. So we have to pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us from every virus, every problems. My dear student, this is Mustaan Billah, your religion teacher, and we want to discuss about today's very important topic, and so keep attention please. And I want to discuss about today from your book, religion book, from chapter 3 lesson 5. This is very important point, my dear students, so you may open your book and keep attention deeply. Understand, my dear student? So let's get started today's topic. My dear students, Surah Fatiha is the first surah of the Holy Quran, and Quranul Kareem starts by this surah. My dear students, we want to discuss about today about Surah Fatiha, its meaning, its significance, how can I improve the recitation of the Holy Quran. And this is very important because we have to recite and we have to make tilawat the Holy Quran from Surah Fatiha in every day, in every moment, 5 times a day in our prayer time. So first of all, I want to discuss about Surah Fatiha. Surah Fatiha. This is Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. I think most of you, not actually, but everyone you have already memorized this surah. This is the first surah of the Holy Quran. Understand? The meaning of Fatiha is opened. Fatiha means open. Open or opening. Understand? Fatiha means opening, because the Quran is open and Quran starts by this surah. Then this is the Makki surah, because we know the surah in the Holy Quran, two kinds of surah in the Holy Quran. This is some of Makki surah, some of Madani surah, and this is the Makki surah. We have already discussed about what is Makki surah, what is Madani surah. I think everyone you already understand. And this is the first this is very important surah, and it's 7 ayats in this surah. So we have already discussed about the Surah Fatiha. This is 7 ayats. This is Makki surah. This is the first surah of Holy Quran, and this Fatiha means is open, and it has many names. We know in this surah, this is the name, most used name is Fatiha, but there are some names. Example, Suratul Qura. Suratul Qura, this is Arabic name. Ummul Qura, or the mother of the Quran, because this is the mother of the Quran, Ummul Qura. Suratul Salat, or Surah of Salat. Surah of Salat, because in every rakat in our Salat we have to recite the Surah Fatiha. Then Surah Shifa. Surah Shifa, diseases, because this surah is called as from diseases, because when we affect some problems, we may read this surah and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from these problems. For that reason, it's called Surah Shifa and Surah Dua, because this is also dua, not actually surah. By reciting this surah, we ask ask to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgiveness us, and forgive us ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, forgive us a right way to Jannah. Understand, my dear student? So this is very important surah, and it's some important names of Surah Fatiha. Understand, my dear student? We have already discussed some names here: Suratul Qura, Ummul Qura, Suratul Salat, Suratul Shifa, Suratul Duha. Here we have already discussed, and I think you have you can listen from me, and you can read from your book. And we want to discuss the meaning of this surah, meaning and translation. Understand, my dear student? There we want to discuss some word meaning. Alhamdu Rabbil Alameen. Here some most important word, Alhamdu. This is all praises goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And first of all, we want to listen the surah. Understand? So we can
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. The entirely merciful, the especially merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin. Sovereign of the day of recompense. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. It is you we worship, and you we ask for help. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Guide us to the straight path. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. The path of those upon whom you have bestowed favor, not of those who have evoked your anger or of those who are astray.
So, my dear students, we have already listened. The Surah Fatiha is very amazing recitation of the Holy Quran. So now we are going to some important word and translation. Understand? We have already listened the translation of the Surah Fatiha. Now we want to discuss the meaning word by word, and I want to you can you can read and understand the translation from the Surah Fatiha word by word, because Alhamdu words mean Alhamdu, Rabbun, this means Rabb, the Lord of Allah, Alameen, the words, and here all praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the whole creation and sustainer of the world. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And then Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most gracious, the most merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin, master of the day of judgment. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. That means you do, we worship, and you help, we seek. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. show us the right way, right path to the Jannah. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم, the way of those on whom you have bestowed your grace. Understand, my dear student? And last ayat, غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين, not the path of those who have earned your anger, and not that of who have gone astray. Understand, my dear student? So this is very important surah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala discuss here the main concept of the Holy Quran, and we want to discuss about explanation of Surah Fatiha. This is very important because I have already said you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala discuss and describe here the whole concept, the main concept of the Holy Quran. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. This is very important. First of all, you have to, I think this is the first duty you recite from the Holy Quran, this surah properly by following the makhraj, tajweed, tilawat, tartil. Understand, you have passed these classes. And explain that Surah Fatiha is the most important surah of the Holy Quran. The sustenance of the whole Quran has been given in this surah. This surah has started by explanation of the high authority of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this in the last 3 ayat, Allah, the part in this surah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmin, this is the first part. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. This is the second part. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. This is the third part. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describe here by part, and this is very important. We have to learn, we have to understand the meaning of the Holy Quran, and this is the significance. What is the significance and what is the moral education of this surah? We have to achieve the moral education of this surah, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed and sent this surah to us to guide the right way. Understand, my dear student? Almighty Allah is one. The moral education, the moral education of Surah Fatiha. The moral education of Surah Fatiha. What is the main concept of Surah Fatiha, and why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us to Surah Fatiha, and why we have to read the Surah Fatiha, we have to recite the Surah Fatiha, and why we have to maintain and follow the makhraj and the rules of the tilawat and tajweed. Because, my dear student, we shall always worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pray to Him only for guidance to the right way, to the right path. Understand, my dear student? And at the same time, we shall refrain from treading the path of those who went astray. Understand? غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. So, my dear student, this is very important surah for us, for reciters, and in every crisis moment in our daily life, we have to recite this surah, and we have to pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we always believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala solve our problem in every single problem by reciting this surah. So this is very important, my dear student. This is very right time for you to recite from the Holy Quran in every day, and to make right system to recite from the Holy Quran. And this is the first duty, to start your life, your daily life, your morning after get up from your sleep by the reciting from the Holy Quran. And already I gave here some short question and broad question. This is very easy, I think, and you can write this question. What is the meaning of Surah Fatiha? We have already discussed open. And what is the first surah? Where revealed this surah? We have already in the Makkah. How many number of ayat? How many names of this surah mentioned in this in your lesson? That some broad questions. What is the importance of Surah Fatiha? What is the significance and what is the importance? Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent? You have to write your in answer sheet. Understand, my dear student? Write the 5 names of this surah with details and explain the moral education of Surah Fatiha. You have to write the what is the education we have to achieve, we have to learn from this surah, and why this surah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us to reveal to us, and what is the thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to teach us by this surah. You have to explain this surah, and you have to memorize the surah and write the surah by Arabic language and English language by translation. So my dear student, no more today. This is all for time being, and inshallah see you again in next class. Keep it watching, inshallah. Save you and stay your home. We always pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us, to save us from every problems in our daily life. See you again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.